All right, sound check. Hoping. Okay, looks like my mic is good. Okay. Okay, so for sure we're gonna watch the one that's on the thumbnail, starting there first. Um, I do have commentary. If you want to watch the video straight through without any talking, the links will be in the description box after the live ends. So for sure, we're gonna do cops find missing teen's body in soldier's bedroom. Obviously, this would be a trigger warning for this type of content. So protect your mental health and only, watch what you believe you can handle. And all right, so we'll get started.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing good, boss, and yourself?
This is U.S. Marine veteran Eric Banks. Moments after this body cam footage, officers would find his horrifying secret stuffed inside his bedroom wall.
It might dim on you.
What's up? 95. Look in there and saw the boy laying there on spot. Drug him out where he is now and did what I could.
Alright, are you good?
Eric, who is also an active officer for Baltimore PD, thinks he can use his experience to cover up his vile murder. What follows is amongst the most disturbing collections of criminal case files ever uploaded to YouTube.
Stop, I'm buckling. What do you do? My life away, though. I don't care. Stop, what do you do?
Who is this person?
Dad.
And then he also told me that Daddy made him and Tristan go in the bathroom and cover their eyes.
Strangle? I don't know.
On July 7th in Millersville, Maryland, two officers arrive at the home of Eric Banks Jr. after his wife reported that their 15-year-old son, Dason, was potentially missing. The report was relatively standard for them, but the reality awaiting them is more horrifying than they could have imagined.
Son, not mine. Just laying up.
Officers report hearing loud bangs from the upstairs of the home. However, nobody comes to answer the door. After multiple minutes of waiting, an out-of-breath Eric finally greets the officers.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing good, boss, and yourself?
I'm doing good. At a porter one. I'm out with him. What's going on today, man?
You're supposed to be serving peace protector order.
Supposed to be serving it on you or on...
Post-
All right, they brought up a document on the screen, a petition for protection and peace order continuation sheet, and it says, I think it's Eric Banks Jr. was following me. I called my mom and told her I was scared. She advised me to go to the police station, but I wasn't near one, so I called the police and told them I was being followed by my spouse, and I was scared because I didn't know how or why he was following me.
Okay.
The judge just ordered us to stay away from each other.
Okay.
Sit down, buddy. Sit
Do
down.
you all have some sort of like court order agreement on custody or something?
My oldest, I know he ran out the back door somewhere. All his stuff out the back door.
He ran out.
What's going on, boss? I know you get
DJ.
I know you're getting tired of seeing us.
Where's DJ?
She called him and he went out the back door.
He's not here.
No. You want to come in?
Just let you know you're being audio.
Oh, hey, I know. I see y'all got the body cam.
Yeah.
She said he was like,
Does he have a phone?
huh? I took my phones back.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
All the phones are on my plan. Separating everything.
you have no idea where you just let a 15-year-old walk out of your house with all his bags packed.
He didn't do that because they're on his plan. He did that for control.
No, his bag's at the back door. I literally told him, wait for your mom to get here. The police supposed to come here to serve her a peace of protective order. The judge told her to call you guys before she comes to. I'm not trying to get in trouble.
I understand.
Eric and his wife Latrice had both individually filed a protective order against each other, making it illegal to speak to one another without a police escort. However, since Eric is not the biological father of Dason, Latrice had custodial rights to him, which is why he was packing his belongings as he and Latrice were preparing to leave the residence. Dason's disappearance on the very day he and his
Okay, so then this is a rhetorical question because this would be a question for the mom. If the mom has a protective peace order against him, why is her son that's not biologically his alone with him? Because he already has done enough to cause her to want a protection order against him. So what more would he obviously do to your son if no one's around? I just wouldn't trust that if you already need a protective order against them. So I know she was trying to get him out the house, and hindsight is 2020, obviously. But I do wonder, did she just believe he wouldn't be dangerous to the kids and just her?
Mom were supposed to move out makes the situation even more unusual. So officers continue speaking with Eric, hoping to understand the family dynamic and gather any clues that might point to where Dason is. But what Eric says next only raises their suspicions even further.
So, she's supposed to call you to come meet
You
y'all?
have no idea where DJ is.
Honestly, bro, no. I like.
With no phone or anything.
You can check the ADT. It shows when he ran out the door.
I believe you, but I mean,
I'm not gonna fight. I'm not gonna do that.
Listen, man, it's a 15-year-old boy. Having a phone probably would have been, if he's walking out of the house, probably would have been a good idea to leave him with it. You can work out those kinks later.
But see, this is the thing.
This is getting messy, man.
Yeah, I tried to tell him. I said, sit here, wait for your mom to get here. I went upstairs. Before I can come downstairs, he's already going out the back door. So I guess she coordinated, because she's somewhere in the area, I'm presuming.
Yeah.
So she pretty much coordinated with him to come out there.
Okay. All right, hang tight.
All right.
All right.
Sitting beside Eric are his two sons, 5-year-old Evan Banks and 3-year-old Tristan Banks. Officers didn't know it at the time, but these two would play a pivotal role in uncovering the horrifying scene that just happened inside their home. But for now, Officer Sutton goes back to his patrol vehicle to run a registration. He identifies the suspect as 34-year-old Eric Banks Jr., an officer for the Baltimore Police Department. He's been an active officer since 2018 and also carries 10 years of service in the United States Marine Corps. After speaking with neighbors of Eric, who provided minimal additional information, officers would confront Eric once again, this time sternly, to figure out what was going on. It's here that Eric would explain his alibi, one he had come up with just minutes ago.
We found out about the whole situation. His mom.
That's neither here nor there.
But this is what I'm trying to tell you. Me and him sat at the table. He cried to me yesterday. He said he don't want this separation. Like, he know we'll be separated before. He said he's tired of it. He's tired of feeling like he has to choose sides. He's 15. He's a teenager. He knows where he don't want to be. He's like, I don't want to be in separate homes. That. And we said that to him. I said, DJ, it's nothing really we could do. I'm not going to change you. I love you, care for you. We had a whole deep heart-to-heart conversation. Today, we went to court. The judge awarded him, and I called him. I said, DJ, I guess your mom told the judge you wanted to go with her, and you're going to Arizona. He's like, what? I was like, well, start packing your bags, because you're going with Arizona with your mom. Unfortunately, I guess you're not coming back here. And that was just that. She called him. They had a conversation. I said, what did your mom say? She on the way to come pick you up. He said, yeah, but she's supposed to come here. I said, well, we're going to wait, because before she come here and there's some type of altercation, there needs to be police here. They can escort her, grab her whatever she needs to grab, and go about this peaceful. Next thing you know, I went upstairs, I come out.
So do you think did he leave here because he didn't want to go with his mom either?
That could be.
He could be like hiding out at a friend's house. I mean, yes,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Opinion. Yeah, in my opinion, I think that probably is the best, because if he told her he's somewhere,
the text messages from her, I have food for you, okay. Yeah. So it sounded like he wanted to go be with his mom.
Yeah. So okay. That's what I'm saying.
All right, just put the bags inside for now, and okay. We'll try to figure it out.
All right, brother.
Yeah.
Officers would spend another 15 minutes canvassing the area in hopes of finding Dason, but would again come up clueless. So they decide to try calling Dason's mother, Latrice, but are unable to get a hold of her either. So in a desperate attempt to find a relevant lead, they decide to ask Eric if he'd voluntarily consent to a search inside the home, hoping Dason may be hiding inside. No one expected that this simple request would soon alter both their and Eric's lives forever.
I just want to make sure he's out of the house.
That's fine. I'll do it with you then, since we're here.
Hey, Buck, can I throw one so make sure he's not hiding?
Yep. Yeah, so they about to walk in. If he's about to walk in, he's got the house. All right.
That's your room.
The one with the bunk bed right here?
Yeah. This is the kids' room.
DJ!
This is my room right here. Yeah, he's told us he's not hiding.
In Officer Adams' report of the incident, he notes that at this point in their home search, Eric's demeanor had changed. He advised Eric to relax and let them freely search the home. They proceed to make their way to the third floor of the home, the floor which stores Eric's chilling secret. But before we get to that, if you want to start eating better this new year, last.
Yes, I do.
You got my light back? Back up. Okay.
It might dim on you. You need 2 batteries.
What's up? 95. 95. All right. What's up, bro? 95.
Inside the hole in Eric's bedroom lies Dason's deceased body, already cold to the touch. Eric forgot to fully close the hole before meeting with the officers. The gruesome discovery would leave the 2 officers in shock. They try to keep their composure while transporting Eric to a patrol vehicle.
What's up? Hey, cam right now.
All right, where are we?
Starting at it. I have one stuck now. DJ! DJ! What's up? What happened?
Let's go to the car, all right?
Yeah, let's go to the car.
Anyone?
On the front. All right, yes. Oh, and the front, sir.
Here, let me move one thing out of your way.
I agree.
All right, just see for me.
All right.
While Eric is being detained, Officer Voss attempts life-saving measures on Dason, noting that his condition appeared consistent with an unresponsive individual. He also notes that Dason was shirtless and that his jeans were heavily soaked with moisture from an unknown source. Outside the home, Eric is temporarily placed in the patrol vehicle, but within moments, the situation begins to spiral out of the officer's control.
I'm thinking because earlier they mentioned that they had just came from court that day, and that's when he was like, "Oh, I guess she can take him." And he strikes me as a person, obviously, that cannot handle something not going his way. It's not biologically his son. That's something that the court still didn't go his way in, and I think that played a part. Also, a 15-year-old is going to be very observant of how you treat their mom, so anything could set somebody like him off. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm thinking. I think that court thing was the kind of the last straw, and then he just lost it.
Well, stay seated. Yeah, we're in custody.
All right, yeah.
I need you to stay seated.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
That might be
All right, go ahead. Can I just kiss my boys real quick?
No,
Just let me.
I need you just in the car.
Listen,
All right, right?
my boys.
Look,
All right.
listen.
Yeah, I got you, bro. Just let me kiss my boys.
Stay in the car.
Bro, just let me kiss my boys.
Stay in the car.
Just saying, like, just let me kiss my boys real quick, bro. All right, I'm coming in the car. I'm going in the car. I'm not doing all that. I'm not doing all that. I'm not.
Start them up. Faster.
I'm not doing all that. After you just. Here,
All right,
listen, just
all right, stand up,
here.
turn around. Don't do anything.
I'm not.
Stay in the car. Stay in the car. Stay up against the car.
Okay.
All right, now get back in. Hey!
Bro, I'm not doing it.
Stop running!
What are you doing? I just want to kiss my boy, bro. Come on. Just let me kiss my boy.
Get back in the car!
All right, come on. Come on.
The mom is parked at the corner of Hilltop.
Stay in there. You're not coming out no matter what.
All right, bro.
Without additional units on scene, Officer Sutton struggles to keep Eric restrained. Sutton attempts to secure Eric's handcuffs using a double lock, a mechanism that prevents cuffs from tightening or being manipulated. However, Eric uses his police experience to exploit this, and while his previous attempts at evasion have failed, he'd make one more, final, far more violent attempt to get away.
Everybody's trying to grab a gun! Everybody's trying to grab a gun! Stop!
Get in the car, motherfucker. Get in the car. Now in here. Turn him out. Turn him out. Turn him out. Turn him out. On this round.
Correct. Okay. 4448.
3.2 now. Where's Stop. I can't stop. Yes, you can. It's on my wrist.
He is so erratic and disturbing to me too. And then I don't know. It's more creepier when you have unalive somebody and you're like, "Let me kiss my son." It's like, what are you talking about? I don't know if he's playing crazy or he is crazy, but he's disturbing to me. Like, obviously his act is, and then this. And I was wondering why, I guess it was the closest door, but I was wondering why the police officer put him in the front seat at all. Because I'm not going to have somebody like him sitting beside me.
And my hands going up.
Are you on your side? You gonna stop?
Yeah, my hands going up.
All right, turn them on the side. But hold on.
I told you broke it. It's numb.
All right. Stay where you're at. Stay here.
I am staying here, but I told you broke.
All right, I'm moving your legs. All right. Take a deep breath.
I am.
All right, listen. You're wiggling around left to make it worse.
I know.
All right.
Well, I want you
We're done.
to speed up.
We're done here.
I want you to be done, then. I want you to speed.
We're gonna take you to the hospital.
All right.
All right. Well, let's just not wrestle anymore. It's just hot as shit today.
I know.
You sweating? I'm sweating. Can we be done?
I want to be no, bro. Like,
All right. Well, let's go to the hospital and talk about it. We don't need to wrestle on the ground. Is that helping anything?
No, it's not.
All right.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Eric attempts to unholster Officer Sutton's service weapon, eventually managing to loosen it and nearly knocking it to the ground. Fortunately, Eric's handcuffs prevented him from causing any further harm. As the chaotic scene finally settles, officers briefly discuss the frantic events that just unfolded.
I go up the subway to meet her, go in to make sure he didn't go to subway and miss communication. Come back here, I said, let me just check the house. It started getting real weird. I'm like, well, if you just stay back, he's a bar enough city fire. Started to get real weird. I'm like, no, I can check the house. You stay back, you stay back, you stay back, you stay back. I go up and wait off. He wouldn't be up here. There's an attic thing undone with a screw in it. Looked in there and saw the boy laying there. I was trying to drug him out where he is now and did what I could. I immediately, as soon as I saw.
I wonder what would have happened had he not said, yes, you can come in the house. Had they searched but not gone that far and looked in that hole. I wonder what would have happened. Would they still have eventually caught him?
The boys laid about 95 things. They get him out here and asked for more units to start the CPR. Drug him out and started CPR. Okay.
All right. Are you good? You're good. You're not hurt.
No, I'm hurt. Should have done that if I'd have known. If I'd have just did that first. You may not have been done. I might take the whole block right to see that. Hey, Steve, pick him. Come on. Stop with him. Just do a CPR. Sorry.
Where's the 10-7?
1448.
Inside?
Yeah, like apparently, well, we went upstairs to check the house and you know, the gun sleep area.
What's up?
There's like a gun sleep area, and my partner looked in there, 95, and what was going on. And then when we took it to my car, he I gave him an opportunity because I needed to double lock his stuff, and then he unbuckled himself, went out and grabbed.
EMS attempted to perform CPR on Dason, but it was too late. Dason was declared deceased shortly after by EMS. What officers uncovered with Dason was only the beginning. As the investigation deepens, Eric's children would reveal further secrets, painting an even darker picture of the reality behind closed doors. For now, the decision is made to take Eric, his children, and his ex-wife Latrice to the police station. Everyone would eventually make it to the station, each separated into their own individual rooms, awaiting intense interrogation. Eric would be left alone to hopefully calm down and collect his thoughts. Meanwhile, detectives speak with both Latrice and her child Evan, hoping to collect more information that can be used when speaking with their main suspect. They start with Latrice, asking her what kind of person Dason was. At this point, detectives are considering the possibility that he and Eric may have gotten into a fight that somehow escalated into tragedy. But what Latrice describes denies that theory completely, and makes Dason's case even more heartbreaking.
Can you sit a little bit closer over here?
Yeah.
There's a lot of specific questions that I wanted to talk to you about. Can you describe DJ? Was he an argumentative person? Was he a quiet person?
So the son was more of a quiet person. Until he got to know you, but he was always mannered. He talked to a lot of adults, but he never was disrespectful or any of that. I had teachers from his elementary, the principal, middle school, they all showed up for my son. He was that type of child. You know when teachers come.
Would you say he was a sweet boy?
He was very sweet and always willing to help. That was one of the things across the board. Always willing to help.
In the loft, in the crawl space in the loft, what was normally kept in there?
Nothing.
Safes?
Nothing.
Was that ever left open?
No.
It was always screwed.
It was always closed.
Okay.
Because I don't like it. Like, it freaked me out. There is a light switch in there.
Okay.
So I was like, where's that light coming from? And I turned the light switch off. But I don't know, maybe it was him.
So let's talk about that. You called me and you said that you saw him, you viewed him at the funeral home. Are you okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it was before he was embalmed because I wanted to see him.
Right. And you saw new bruises.
Yes.
Where did you see new bruises?
On his nose. Like that circular dark mark on his upper nose.
Mm-hmm.
His lip looked busted also.
Mm-hmm.
Like that wasn't there. And then his eyes were like purple. I don't like.
They were puffy and purple.
Yeah. It looked to me like he was in a fight. And my son.
She must have not thought he was going to harm the kids. It was all only going to be her as the victim, because there's no way she would have left her kid there had she thought he would also harm the child. I can't believe that. I cannot.
Doesn't fight.
Dason's autopsy report ruled his cause of death as asphyxiation, which, in combination with the bruises and marks on his face, implied he was likely strangled to death.
I knew it, and he was my baby. So I knew it. I still have those feelings that, no, I'm not happy with. Because to me, it doesn't say I did it, but it says there's enough evidence to say I did it. So, let's just say you did it then.
Latrice makes it clear she believes Eric is responsible, even though she didn't witness the incident herself. But her son Evan, seated just 3 doors down in his own interview room, has information that could take the investigation even further.
How are you?
Good.
Good. You said your name is Evan, is that correct? Do you know how to spell your name? You can go ahead and write it down. 7. Okay, nice handwriting. And how old are you?
7.
7? You want to write 7 for me?
Yes.
So I don't forget. Sometimes I forget.
Notice the harsh contrast between interview rooms. Evan is sitting in the department's safety room, a space created to provide comfort and reduce stress for victims and young children involved in sensitive cases. His interviewer, Miwa, is a forensic interviewer from Maryland, trained specifically to speak with children and family members connected to a criminal investigation. And because Evan is only 7 years old, you'll notice a drastic difference in how his interview is conducted.
My job is to talk to kids and families all the time, and today I get to talk to you.
Mm-hmm.
And we talk about a lot of different things in this room, and this is called the safe room because anything we talk about is always safe, and you're not in any trouble. I'm just here to listen to you and talk to you.
Okay.
Miwa explains to Evan that everything is being recorded and that he is not in trouble, but rather just there to help him out. She spends 15 minutes talking about movies and more of Evan's interests to help him get more comfortable before discussing the day of Dason's murder.
And Evan, who do you live with?
My mom.
Your mom?
And Tristan.
Mm-hmm. Anyone else?
I live with DJ.
Mm-hmm.
And then my dad.
Okay. And do you know what you're here to talk about today?
Mm-mm.
No? So, tell me a little bit about your family.
Tristan, he likes to fight and play and steal toys from others. I like the color, and then I also like Kids Bop and Tristan.
And you said you also live with the DJ, is that right?
Uh-huh. And my mom and Tristan.
So DJ, how old is DJ?
15.
15? Tell me about DJ.
DJ like going in the water, tickling me. Can't really remember all the stuff he used to do. But he loved playing Roblox games.
Tell me about the last time you saw DJ.
My mom wasn't at the house.
Tell me who was at the house.
Dad, and then DJ, and then me. DJ was going to Arizona with Mommy, and then Daddy was waiting at the door with DJ. DJ put his bags in the basement, and then I don't remember what happened next. That's all I remember.
Okay.
Miwa would tell Evan to draw the last time he saw Dason, and he'd draw the staircase leading to the home's loft. The same staircase Eric has dragged Dayson's body up.
And so, who is this person?
That was DJ.
That was DJ? Where was Dad?
Right here.
Oh, okay. So Dad was up here and then DJ was right there? Okay. Where did they go after?
They never went anywhere. They were just waiting at the steps.
Oh, they were waiting at the steps? Who was he waiting for? Or what was he waiting for?
He was bringing Jamal King, the DJ.
Did that happen?
No.
Not yet. Was there anything that you worried about on that day?
No.
I wonder if there's anything that you were scared about that day.
I wasn't scared.
Evan struggles to reveal the details of the events he saw that day, likely due to the discomfort of speaking with a stranger in a police station. But the information he gave his mother on the day of the incident provides far clearer insight into the disturbing events he saw.
You said that one of your children said something to you?
Evan.
Evan, and what did Evan say?
That he saw Daddy bringing DJ upstairs. And I said, where were you? And he said he was in the living room. I just didn't want to pry too much, but then I said, oh, was DJ sleeping? He said, no, he wasn't snoring. And then I said, was he moving? And he was just like, no. And then he also told me that Daddy made him and Tristan go in the bathroom and cover their eyes.
Okay.
But this was before. This was when the police first knocked at the door.
Okay.
Evan didn't say anything about the knock because he told him to go in the bathroom first. So I'm a little confused of like the order. So I don't know if that's maybe when he was gonna let the police in. But Evan did say he saw that. And he was in the living room because he told me he was watching Loki.
In addition to these grim details, Latrice would go on to explain how Eric's life had begun to collapse all in synchrony. Due to the protective peace order Latrice had filed, Eric was suspended from the Baltimore Police Department.
Oh man, and I hear all the time that if you are with a police officer and they happen to be abusive, they are some of the worst because they're going to use their connections. They're going to be more unhinged a lot of times. And then he's a Marine too. So you got that part that, depending on what he went through or saw, and if he's not getting proper care later, you have that. And then just the type of person he is, because there's, like people are who they are on the inside as well. I do like that they had the expert question the child. Sometimes I see when police are first on the scene or even later on, they don't always have someone that's like their specialty, and it would help more if more people were available that had the specialty to question certain people, because I think she got more out of the little boy than someone that was not trained that way would have. But yeah, I'm saying all that to say she was coming to get him. She was. They were going to Arizona, getting away from them because they said this is in Baltimore. He got set off because he didn't get his way. It's another controlling thing, just like him taking those phones. It's tragic.
The very same day of Dayson's death, he had just separated from his wife, was about to lose his children, and was now left without a job. Latrice also explained that the peace order she filed was not her first attempt to separate herself from Eric. Months prior, Latrice filed her first peace protective order, writing, "I am in fear for my life and well-being because Eric Banks keeps trying to control, follow, and emotionally abuse myself and my sons." The order was denied, however, and it wasn't until months later that her second attempt was granted. It was clear Eric's life was falling apart leading up to Dayson's death. Eric had hidden his body, lied to officers regarding his whereabouts, and had a violent outburst once the body was discovered. It'd be hard to assume that he wasn't directly implicated in Dayson's death. But evidence alone wouldn't be nearly enough to get him to confess. After all, he was a police officer of 10 years and knew how the criminal justice system worked just as well as any interrogator working against him. But unfortunately for Eric, the interrogation he was about to undergo would crack even the most well-trained of suspects. Eric is placed into Anne Arundel County Interview Room 2B. This room was designed for priority matters, exclusive to high-profile cases. Because Eric had attempted to attack an officer earlier in the day, he's been handcuffed to the table to restrict movement. Eric is left alone for multiple hours as the detectives prepare for his interrogation. While waiting, he can be seen glancing around the room multiple times, likely searching for a camera. What Eric didn't know is Interview Room 2B has a small camera placed in an unusual location, which Eric never managed to spot. The primary investigator assigned to this case is Detective Louis Adrian. His prior service in the United States military likely factored into the department's strategic choice to have him conduct the interview. This shared background enables Adrian to establish rapport with Eric, a key component in the upcoming interaction.
So, you know why we're here. We want to talk about what happened, why it happened, and anything surrounding that whole situation. But you know as well as all of us that we have to go through Miranda with you. So what I'm going to do is we're just going to go through Miranda first of all, and then I'll start getting all the other information, okay?
After reading Eric his rights, the detectives would spend nearly an hour connecting with Eric and bonding over their shared military experience.
He's like, now you come in, you're in front. Okay. We go back we about to go in the building, like, you're in front. She's like, but I thought you said you, like, some people were made, to do certain things, and I said, I'm not made to be a front person. So I'm running the block down, and I remember so I was like, hey, whoever that officer is right there running, just keep going, because you're about to run right into him. And out of nowhere, these two guys just come out, pop out, and I'm like, okay, I got him. And they just fall over, and and he was like, yeah, whoever that was running, he was moving, and you just ran. And I was just like, he was like, don't, because I was slowing down, like trying to look. He's like, no, keep going. And I'm running like, okay, you gonna tell me when?
This friendly conversation appeared to take Eric out of the tense mental state. It appeared that Eric sharing his favorite moments from the military gave him a sense of importance, like he had an identity he was proud of, or at least used to be. But that moment is short-lived, as he's quickly brought back to the reality of why he's sitting inside a police interrogation room.
So you spent 3 years, and you're still active in the Baltimore City Police Department.
Yes, sir.
So from what I hear, you're suspended?
No, I'm suspended now. I'm going suspended, yes.
Okay. Why? Can you tell me what's going on with that?
May 8th, I got a piece of protective order against my wife.
Okay.
You got one against her?
Yeah, I got one against her. Same day, she took the firearms out the house. She took the safe out of the home. Anne Arundel County did press charges.
They pressed charges against
her.
Her for taking
the safe with the firearms.
The firearms.
Yes, sir.
And were they your duty firearms?
Duty firearm. My whole full duty belt was in there.
Okay.
Firearm, taser.
Why wouldn't? Okay, I would. Okay, hold on. They actually allowed him to press charges against her because she took the firearms out of the house. How is that not a red flag that I'm removing firearms from the actual danger that's in the house? She didn't point it at him, she removed it. That sounds like a safety thing to me, like something's so out of control here. These don't need to be readily available. So but also he's PD, so he probably got somebody that he know in PD to file the charges. I have to remember that as well. And then I forgot to mention when I was thinking about what was the catalyst on him taking everything out on the 15-year-old. Obviously, y'all heard them mention it again, him being suspended from the police department on top of the court order happening, on top of her being able to get her own protection order against him. That definitely had him spiraling.
Magazine, pouches, everything was in there. She turned around and went and got a piece on me, saying that I was following her. But when she got it, that's when pretty much
they have to suspend.
Yeah, I have to get suspended. Her mom sent my mom something talking about I was following her. This and that. I'm like, how? I'm here at work. How you see I was following? I was like, there's no way. That's when we both ended up at the courthouse, and I was like, because I was like, I'm just putting a stop to this. So I let the clerk know. I was like, I don't know what's going on, but every time that my wife's trying to leave or something's trying to happen secretly, there's a peace order for me to get kicked out the house. And I was like, that shouldn't be. And that's when they brought us both in. So we both got seen by the judge, and he granted us a peace order for both of us to stay away from each other.
Okay.
Yeah.
When was that?
That was just, was it 2 days ago?
Okay.
Was it
Monday?
Well, no, yesterday. It was just
So
Tuesday. Yeah.
So y'all met with the judge
Tuesday.
And you're still suspended up until this point? Or
Yeah, I'm still suspended.
So when, maybe it's the way Baltimore works and how slow they are and stuff. So you have the peace order, she gets one on you, and then it gets
denied.
It
has to go to IA. They have to do their full
They have to do
thorough.
that.
Yeah.
And so you're still suspended even though it's been cleared up?
Yes.
Gotcha, okay.
At this point, the detectives had no reason to assume Eric was lying. He'd been open and honest with them the entire time and seemed rather friendly. It isn't until they begin discussing the day of the incident that investigators realize Eric's perceived honesty had all been a calculated act.
So yesterday we go to court, get the peace and protective orders. They grant the whole motion. For us to stay away from each other. The two youngest boys supposed to stay with me. The oldest, he's going to Arizona with his mother. And she tells the judge, that's what you want to do, blah, blah, something. So right after that, call him. I was like, hey, start packing your bags. You're going to be going with your mom. He's like, what? Why? I'm like, your mom said you wanted this. You're supposed to do, I guess, I don't know. I didn't have that conversation. Previously to that, me and him had literally just sat down at the table. Because I could tell that my son was depressed and he was going through, and that's really what our trip on the first was, just to try to get him away. Get him out. We sat down at the table and I'm like, what's going on with you? How are you feeling about this? Where are you at with this? And he's like, honestly, I don't know. He's like, I hate it. I don't want to feel like I'm choosing sides. I just want to be left alone with everybody, because then it's they're calling me, telling me this and this and that, and it's I gotta keep certain things from you. He's like, I don't want to be a.
I feel like he's saying what he wanted the 15-year-old to say to him. He wanted to feel wanted by the 15-year-old. He wanted the mom to be seen as the one that was disrupting everything. And those are the words he wished the 15-year-old said. But by the way they described Deshaun's injuries, I feel like Deshaun didn't say any of the things he wanted. Now they described he's a very sweet kid, so he probably didn't say anything cruel, but he probably still voiced his thing of, yes, I want to go with my mom. It probably didn't say too much because it's just describing his personality. It doesn't seem like he'd say a lot. Then the mom had put in there that he also emotionally abused all the kids. So they would be already on eggshells with him. So either Deshaun did say some of that out of duress, or that's not what he said, but that's what Eric, the one that took his life, wanted him to say to him. That's what I think. And because with his injuries, he physically fought him. He the injuries sound like he punched him, and of course eventually he strangled him. And I just don't think that he got the answers he wanted to hear from that 15-year-old if they had that conversation at all.
Part of this, he's like, I'm tired. So I said, just go and start packing your bags. And he's like, okay. We wait, I get my paperwork, I come home, and on my way home, I just felt like I was done. You know what, today's gonna be the day I'm gonna do it.
Okay.
Yeah. I feel like my family's falling apart. I'm suspended from work. Possibly gonna lose my job. Mm-hmm. So it's situation
building.
Keeps going. It's like vendetta. And I even sent her a text to say, I don't know why we feel like we have to be at war.
Right.
We shouldn't have to be at war. It's if you out here lying to these guys, telling you gotta guess what are you trying to move in with them? Telling them that you're living in hotels when you're not. You're staying with your mom. What are you doing? So at this point, it's you know what? I'm just tired.
Yeah, you're tired of it.
Yeah,
it's a way out to get peace. I get. Yeah, a lot of people go through that, man.
Yeah, and it was nothing. I felt like everything was just coming to an end, and I feel like that now. Honestly, everything was coming to an end. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna do it. It is what it is.
So when you got home yesterday, was there anyone in the house?
Yes, it was. Deshaun was in the house.
Okay.
Evan was in the house, and Tristan was in the house.
So you go in there and you're doing all this stuff, right?
I go in there and I go in there. I see him upstairs. He got his bags packed. I had to go and take your stuff downstairs when your mom's come. And she called him. It's mom's calling. He was like, what do I say to her? I say, tell her, just talk to her. She called me, whatever. And he answers the phone, and they have a conversation. And that's when I'm like, okay, what'd she say to you? She said she's gonna be in the area, just bring my stuff downstairs. I said, okay, cool. I said, so the police should be coming, and when they come, everything goes smoothly.
This is the moment where Eric's act begins. Notice how he begins looking blankly into the ceiling as he recounts critical moments. For the last hour, Eric hardly looked up to the ceiling once.
I go downstairs, and I'm in the kitchen. I just made a big bowl of, Gatorade. not big bowl, but big picture of Gatorade. It's blue. It's probably still, I believe it's still on the counter. But like I said, you say you never went to the hospital. The bag of crushed up pills that I had was right there. The son came downstairs. He asked me something. He was like, what did he say? He came downstairs. He asked me something, and I can't remember his exact words. He was like, asked me, was it about? I think it was leave or something like that. I said, the son, just wait. We're not gonna because he was like, I don't want to go. He was just telling me that he didn't want to go and shit like that. I said, look, just wait. We're not gonna talk about shit because I'm gonna take your brothers to your mom's house and I was coming back. I said, if your mom gets here with the police before I get back, unfortunately, you gotta go with her. That's just the way it is. He's upstairs. I remember Tristan. I told Tristan, I said, Tristan, go get your shoes. Tristan said, okay. So Tristan goes upstairs, he gets his shoes. And he comes, he's like, Daddy, what's wrong with DJ? I'm like, huh? So then I go upstairs and DJ's in the bathroom, and he's in the tub. And that's when I seen him. I was like, what the fuck? That's why I pulled him out the tub. And as I'm pulling him out the tub, I laid him flat on his back on the floor. And then, at that time, I'm not sure, I think it was Edward or Tristan. He was like, Daddy, somebody at the door. And I'm just looking at my feet, I'm like, what the fuck is this? I'm like, what the fuck?
Eric makes his story clear. He had planned to end his life, but coincidentally, Dason had the same plan and did it first. It's an extremely complex alibi and only becomes more unlikely after Eric explains why Dason's body ended up hidden inside his bedroom.
And his injuries. Like, he punched himself in the face. He strangled himself. Like, that has nothing... Yeah, obviously, he's lying, but I just can't believe that that's the... I almost want to say I can't believe that's the best he can do, but I'd rather somebody be bad at lying so they can get caught at the same time. And oh gosh, I'm gonna let it play. It's hard with people like this.
So I go downstairs, I go to the front door, the officer's there.
Okay.
And I panic, I was like, I don't know what the fuck to say. So he asked me, he was like, hey, what's going on? I start talking to him, telling him what's going on. What did he say? He said, so what's the situation? And I tell him about the situation. And I was like, my wife, she's supposed to wait on y'all to come. Y'all supposed to be serving her with a piece of protective order and whatnot. He's like, yeah, she's supposed to be picking up our son. And he was like, is she here? And at the time, he was upstairs on the floor, in the bathroom. When he said, was she here? In my mind, I was like, no.
Okay.
Yeah.
You panicked?
Yeah. Because it already looked bad, I already moved him. And I was like...
Well, you got him out of the bath.
Yeah. And then when I got out of the bathtub, I asked the officer, and it's the most body one cameras on, you can see, I asked him, like, can I go in the house, use the bathroom real quick?
I also feel like he enunciated more clearly when he was talking about his military time. Now, the words are mushed together, they're cut off, it's confusing on what he's trying to say. Like and of course the narrator described his body language of looking up every time, which he didn't have to do when they were just talking about his background and stuff like that. But once it came to the day of Dason being unalive, now all that changes. But his speech pattern is different too.
Asking that, he was like, no, just wait. Okay. And then the other officer show up, and then when he show up, he's asking, he was like, so is the son here? Still the same thing. I should have said yes.
Yeah, I knew my perfect world.
I knew my state of mind. My state of mind was to kill Eric.
Okay. Now let me ask you this: is that why? Because I did watch some of the footage when they went to loosen your handcuffs. You kind of got a little silly on them. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
What was you went for the officers going, what was up with that?
Well, before we get to that, when I first went back in the house, when the officer told me, the tall officer, he told me, he said, go get the son's phone. I ran upstairs, his phone was in the bathroom on the counter.
Okay.
So I run upstairs and I get the phone. Because wait, back up. Before I did that, I asked him, I said, can I go upstairs? Can I go in and use the bathroom? So I initially wanted to shut the door. He said, no, just wait. And then the other officer, he was like, well, go I need you to go grab your son's phone. I ran up, grab it, and I shut the bathroom door. I'm still nervous.
Which bathroom was it? Was it the one in the master or the small?
No, the small one. The small one in the hallway. And I'm still shaking, whatever. And then when I come back downstairs, I go, I go out the door, I give him the phone, I'm still shaking in my hand, like, and everything's in my head saying, like, all right, just say what you saw. But then, in my other part of me, I'm like, my son just did this.
Right.
Objectively, Eric's story hits all the points. He has an excuse for almost every suspicious detail, even finding a way to explain why blood was found all over his house. The issue is that these details are simply too coincidental to ever sound believable. And even Eric knows this.
I don't know why, I just was like, I gotta move him. I picked him up, did the fireman carry, took him out of the bathroom, into the master bedroom, up the stairs, and I was like, because I know they're gonna want to come back.
And this doesn't make sense too, because he's a first responder. Aren't police counted as first responders? So wouldn't you be, I tried CPR, I called emergency services, not I'm carrying him and like, oh no, what's going on, and stuffing him in a crawl space. Like, that doesn't make sense. Like, your whole career is, they give you certain, either life-saving measures or at least enough to try to help someone till EMS comes and stuff like that. But he's acting like he's a civilian that's never been trained on stuff. Like, with his lying in his story. That's what I'm saying. Like, we know he's lying in this story, but I'm saying, like, it doesn't even make sense with him being Baltimore PD that he didn't do things that a normal first responder would do had this been true.
In the house and search it. I was like, I'm gonna be cool, I'm fine with that. I was gonna let him search it. And I tucked him in, the area, and I left the thing open.
So when you say the area, you're talking like
a
crawl space. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But getting back to when they came in, they searched the house, they went upstairs, and they seen the thing open. That's when the officer, when he asked, I panicked and I was like, yeah, this is where I keep my safe, blah, 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 whatever. But the son was in there.
The son was in there, okay.
And they put the handcuffs on me. I went back downstairs. And when they put me downstairs, I was like, life is over because it looks different. It's no matter what I say from this point, it looks like I'm a liar. It looks like I lied because I already lied twice. You asked me what the son in the house, I said no. You asked me did I know where he went, I said no, I think he ran out the back door or something. And so it always looked bad because I'm already told you a lie. Even though in my head it's like, you probably should just said the truth. You probably honestly should have left him where he was at.
Call police or down the fire department or whatever.
Yeah, call police.
Well, that's the world. But sometimes
when I was already in, I was already in the mindset of Eric's gonna die today.
Okay.
The detectives decide to take a break.
I feel like that's a truth, but in a way, not in the way he's saying it. But yeah, there was something else he said. I'll keep going.
And discuss what their next plans would be. At this point, they both know Eric is lying to their faces, so the goal for the rest of the interrogation will be to get Eric to admit to his lies and ultimately confess to the murder. To do this, they decide on Detective Adrian conducting the rest of the interrogation alone. Since one-on-one confrontation is generally considered to be more effective, Adrian would return with a clearly different demeanor from earlier. He's stern and wastes no time in asserting that his nice cop act is over.
Are you good? Do you need anything before we get started again?
No, I'm good.
Are you sure? All right. So Detective DePietro had to step aside just for a second. But what I wanted to do, like I told you, I wanted to come back and go back over some things with you. Okay. I actually want to go back and in detail just go through some of these steps.
Eric would recount his story exactly the same as before, claiming he simply found Dason dead and had nothing to do with it. And it seemed as though Detective Adrian had nothing concrete to combat Eric's lies. That was until he brought out Dason's autopsy report.
I'm gonna tell you this. I know that you spent 10 years in the military, and you were in the Marines, weren't you?
Yes.
What's their whole thing in the Marines? Like, what do they always teach? Honor, integrity.
Honor, correction, commitment.
Yeah. And to be honest with you, I don't see that from you right now based on what you're telling me.
Okay.
I think you telling me something different.
Okay.
But I know you're a Marine.
Okay.
I know a lot of people that's Marines, man. And that's one thing that they would, like, integrity, honor. No, you don't mess with that if you're a Marine.
Yes.
I know you want to tell me the truth, and you sitting here like giving me a story. You giving me what I want to hear, just to sound good, but it's not it. That's not it.
Trust me, I'm not trying to sound good to you.
And I'm gonna tell you the other thing,
Uh-huh.
and I'm gonna be straight up with you.
Yeah.
You keep talking about the autopsy. The autopsy said he was strangled.
Hell no.
Did y'all see his reaction when the detective revealed the autopsy said strangled? I'm going back so y'all can see how he tried.
I'll be straight up with you.
Yeah.
You keep talking about the autopsy. The autopsy said he was strangled.
Hell no.
The autopsy said he was strangled.
Hell no. Hell to the no. Hell to the no. DJ was no strangled. Hell to the no.
I'm gonna just let it sink in and let you decide what you're gonna explain that to.
No, DJ wasn't strangled.
Well, then what happened? Tell me what happened.
There's no. DJ was not strangled. DJ, like I told you, DJ went downstairs. He came back upstairs, and DJ was in that tub. Like I said, when I came in that room, he was in the tub. When I grabbed him out, I grabbed him like this, and I pretty much put him in the fireman's carry. When they left, I could drag them up to my room. If that's the case, I would have left him in there, and I would have said, or had them come in there to be like, but DJ wasn't no strangle. There was no way. DJ wasn't no strangle.
That's your boy. You had pride in him.
Yeah, but
you had pride in him. You were trying to help him out with his grades. You were getting him in STEM classes, and then this happened.
But you saying DJ was strangled? Nah.
Well, then tell me what happened. This did.
I've heard law enforcement also say impersonal way to unalive somebody is shooting them. Stuff you can do kind of from a distance. You're not getting your hands dirty. It is very personal and emotional to use your own hands to take someone's life. And that's why I feel like DJ didn't say what he wanted to hear. And now this detective saying that you tried to help him with his grades, tried to get him in STEM classes. So he probably felt like he was owed something. And then he's not the biological dad. And it's like, I did all this stuff for you and your mom. And, you're choosing to go with her to Arizona. I just feel like it was a very emotional break. Like that was when he said he asked, how do you feel? Do you want to go with your mom? I feel like he actually asked those questions, especially if he's already identified as being emotionally abusive. Oh, he's gonna basically interrogate the child. He's gonna do that. So, and then he wants to hear the answers he wants to hear, and maybe because finally DJ was gonna get to go to Arizona and get away from him, he might have been gently honest. Again, the way his mom described him, I don't think he was callous, but with someone with this man's personality, it doesn't matter how softly or gently you say it. If you're not saying what they want to hear, then you get this type of outcome. But yeah, that's a very personal way to take someone's life.
It didn't happen. I'm gonna tell you that right now. This didn't happen.
You saying he wasn't in the club?
So no, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. I believe that part, but I believe something else happened.
Note Eric's lack of emotion when hearing this information. No tears are shed, but rather an array of defensive rage. This, alongside the other countless red flags Eric is portraying, is a telltale sign for detectives that a suspect is lying.
You need to tell me the whole story.
Like I said, DJ, when I came in there, DJ was literally in that tub. There was no way I'm gonna sit there and strangle DJ, not harm Tristan. Why would I don't even have no ammo to want to strangle this boy. I have nothing against him to want to strangle him. Nothing.
Okay.
No anger in my heart, no nothing. Because then, like I said, if I was going to do that, why would I leave my other two boys? If I was going to do that, I would have took all of us out. DJ was not no strangle.
So then what happened? Tell me the story. We start from scratch. Tell me the story.
DJ was not no strangle.
Well, then tell me what happened. You're not telling me the truth. Tell me what happened.
Bro,
I'm right here standing right now. I'm giving you a chance right now.
You asked me to tell you that I strangled myself.
No, I didn't.
Eric understands the legal system well enough to avoid offering a direct confession when confronted. From investigators' perspective, he knows that admitting involvement is the worst thing he can possibly do. Well, besides not asking for an attorney. Regardless, it's going to take more than just a heated confrontation to make Eric crack. So Detective Adrian resorts to a completely different approach. Empathy.
I'm gonna tell you right now, the way this is gonna be something you're gonna have to live with for the rest of your life.
Yes, sir.
This is something you are gonna have to think about every night before you close your eyes. And when you close your eyes, you're gonna think about what you did to him. That's what you're gonna think about. You're gonna think about what you did to him. And it's gonna haunt you for the rest of your life. Or what you can do is you can talk to me. You can tell me what really happened, and at least that load will be off your chest.
See, I'm telling you right now, there's no, like, you're telling me to say I strangled my son. I did not strangle my son. That's what you're asking me. I understand you're trying to lie with me and, you know, and show the compassion, trying to, like, but there's no me and strangling DJ at all.
Okay, so let's take strangle out.
There's no me strangling DJ.
We taking strangle out of the equation now.
Okay.
What happened?
I told you what happened.
We taking strangle out.
Yes.
What happened?
He was upstairs in that tub. DJ was literally in that tub.
You didn't put him there?
I did not put him there, no. DJ was physically in that tub already. When I came to that bathroom, DJ was in there.
Did you assist him at all?
No.
With anything?
No, I didn't assist him at all with nothing. Nothing. I did not assist him getting in that bathroom. Did not assist him going in that bathroom. He was upstairs already. And like I said, when he went downstairs, he was downstairs for a good period of time. He was upstairs, and what's his name? I was down. Tristan was down. Tristan was trying to go what's his name with his shoe. I told him, and that's when Tristan said out of his mouth, "Daddy, what's wrong with DJ?" Tristan literally said that out of his mouth, and I went up there to check on him. I don't recall seeing him. Don't recall him removing no belt. I don't recall removing anything that could have been around his neck. I don't recall moving this shit.
So here's the thing, and I hate to frustrate you, and but I also have a job to do, and I also have to get down to the bottom of this. And when I walk through the door, and when I hear everything that happened, things don't add up. Things don't make sense.
Okay.
They don't make sense at all. If you would have done things different, if you would have been like, yes, my son, I just found my son in a tub, I helped him out, and told the officer, you know this. If you would have done it that way, it would have been different. But the fact that you didn't, now you're sitting here trying to explain yourself.
Well, I'm sitting here because the whole situation, I'm sitting here because I lied and said he wasn't in the house. I'm sitting here because I didn't tell the officer, like you said, straightforward what was going on.
That's 2 lies right there. How, like you said earlier, how are we supposed to believe you now?
Yeah, like I said.
So you telling me how am I supposed to strangle? How did I not assist him in getting in the tub and, I don't know, possibly drowning him? I don't know.
No.
I don't know. But but here's the thing. All I know is that you keep lying.
No, bro.
You lied initially twice. How do I know you're not lying right now?
Because, like, I told you straightforward. I'll say,
you told me straightforward, but you lied twice.
Bro, because that's why I said in the beginning, I said straightforward. There's nothing I can say. I say, I already know y'all done y'all homework, lay it all out on the table. I said, because there's nothing I can say just because I already lied twice. I said he wasn't at home. I identified that. I messed that up. Because then I see my son is dead.
Okay. All right. Do you, I'm gonna leave you alone for a little bit to think about things, but do you want anything else to drink or anything to eat?
I'm good with the water and the chips.
Okay. Give me just a second, man.
Okay. All right.
You need anything else?
No, sir.
All right.
As the detective leaves, Eric scans the room thoroughly and finally notices the camera hidden inside room 2B. Moments after making eye contact with the camera, he lets out one last desperate act.
Strangle? I don't know.
Unfortunately, it'd be too late to act his way out of the murder. Eric's testimony was flimsy at best, and Detective Adrian decided he'd gotten enough to wrap the nearly 5-hour interview up. Shortly thereafter, Eric was booked into the Anne Arundel County Detention Center under charges of first-degree murder, second-degree murder, and child abuse resulting in death. At trial, Eric would quickly accept a plea deal to second-degree murder as well as attempting to disarm a police officer. And on October 4th, 2022, he was sentenced to 42 years in prison. If Eric serves his full sentence, he'll be released in 2064.
No, he did not try to help his son. He did not call 911. He did not perform life-saving measures because he's the one that did it, and he was trying to hide his son's body so they wouldn't even find out, you know, he had gotten punched and beat up and strangled. No, he did not do any of that, Jacqueline. Yeah. Lovable Scorpion said it's not enough time for me. Yeah, there's not really a measure of time when you take somebody's life like that too. Hey, Mama V. Since you're just coming in, let me see. We'll do one more. This one's kind of short, so we'll do this one. Trigger warning stays because again, my original title said tragic ending body cam, but I changed it. So this one, there is someone that is a victim of other people's stuff, being reckless, their crime or whatever. So we'll watch this one, and it says tragedy strikes after teen carjacking pursuit.
On March 17th, 2024, officers from Euclid PD, a suburb just outside Cleveland, Ohio, were alerted to a carjacked white Jeep Compass that had been taken at gunpoint 2 days earlier in Cleveland. After tracking its movement through automated license plate readers, a patrol officer closed in as the suspect vehicle turned onto a residential street. The marked unit activated its lights and attempted a traffic stop on the stolen Jeep. What they didn't know is that the following events would end in tragedy.
Behind the greenhouse. Got one vehicle that flipped. I don't know the occupant of the vehicle that was hit.
Stay back! Stay back! Wilcox, where are you at? No! I came to you. I got you. I got you. Go couple.
From the car. She's not moving.
You guys good? Keep your hands up. Come my way.
Somebody call the ambulance. That patient's leaking. Hey, ma'am. Wake up. I don't that way. She's dead. Now, is she alive? No, stay back. I'm a whole nurse. Can I stand up? I'm pregnant, please.
Stand up.
Can you walk me to the car?
Sit down.
I don't know him.
Sit down now.
Please.
Sit down now.
I can't be on
Jump over like you jumped away. Come on. Now. Keep going.
Cuffs on you?
Huh?
You got cuffs?
Yeah, I got this.
Hands up, mate. Don't reach for anything. Put it on the ground.
Can you give me your 20 exactly 156 to 1?
Well, I gotta go under. All right, we got 25 radio, 2 in custody. I'll give you an address in a second. Take a breath. I got him. I'm gonna go back to it. Is there a gun back here anywhere someone's gonna find?
I don't know.
Tell me now. I want a kid to find it. If there's a gun. You just gotta find it.
Around me.
Go. She's gone, ma'am.
She's gone?
I'm telling you. Yeah.
Let me...
Ma'am, please walk away. Please, just walk, ma'am.
I gotta...
Ma'am, listen to me. Just walk away, I'm telling you. Okay?
She's gone?
She's gone. Go sit. Come on. Ma'am, please. Ma'am, hey, ma'am, I know you want to help. There's nothing you can do. Hey, listen to me.
And that's my niece right there.
Okay, ma'am.
All right, just to clarify, because I did get to watch this once before, and there's some parts I remember. Her niece is the one that committed the crime, not the one that's on the ground, first of all. Lovable Scorpion, you watched this too? Okay, I was trying to see what would okay, she is a nurse. Would a reasonable person try to help a nurse? Would they try to help even if they're declaring, because even if the other people are declaring that person like you can't help them, they are gone. So that part I tried to give her grace on. Everything else she got in the way on, I was like, can you please get out the way? But I, as a nurse, I was trying to come from an understanding point of she felt she could help the person still, although the first responders were saying she's not here anymore.
Ma'am, I'll explain everything. Can you sit down? Hey, sit down for me, okay? Sit down for me.
My auntie. That's my auntie. Can you please?
I'm about to get off the 156 now.
Okay, it's that corner right after you get off.
Congratulations.
What is going on? That's my husband.
I'll tell you in a second. They were in a stolen car that was taken at gunpoint, okay? Can you please sit down for me? Just sit down.
I don't want to flip her. Don't move her at all. Her face is like...
Shh. Hey! Wilcox, was this clear?
Yes, it's clear.
Ma'am, please don't.
God damn it.
Is he turning off his siren? You're good. Come here. Ben.
What? Just leave me alone.
There goes another stolen Kia.
Come here.
I killed somebody.
No, you didn't. Hang on though. That's your car key, okay? I gotta move the cars real quick. Just hang out right here, alright? I'll be right back with you. Hey, get away from that car. I don't care. Get away from the car. You see what's going on? Get away from the car. This is not away from the car. Go. Go.
I'm going.
Ma'am, I'm gonna put you in cuffs in the back of that car too if you don't listen to him.
I'm going. Y'all hear the
Go.
This is a fucking game. Go.
Then go.
You got any weapons on you? Speak up.
No, I got no weapons.
How old are you?
17.
17.
I'm gonna move these cars.
That's what I'm saying, though. You guys are gonna blame us when they just did that. Hey,
stop. Go.
Where's the ambulance?
Go. So what happens when your car gets robbed? Huh?
There's some kids out here.
Okay, then go.
Tired of shit. She dead?
I want to say yes, but
Yeah.
Gabby said she has.
Alright.
Yeah.
You okay?
No, I just killed somebody, dude.
Relax.
Relax. I would like to get you probably back to the station. Okay? All right.
If they don't replay it, I am going to go back one more time to look at the chase when the impact came, because I didn't see how the cop thought it was his fault. And obviously they're in a chase because the people held somebody at gunpoint and stole their car. So they're chasing for a reason, but I'm trying to see why he feels specifically responsible for that. Was it just because he chased them, or did he hit one of the cars and they rolled over? Like, so I'm gonna go back and watch that part.
You're
done,
okay.
dude.
You're okay. You're okay. Well, just stop. Let me get you in the car.
I'll take mine.
This is yours?
Yeah.
I don't want you driving this. This is your upset, right?
Huh?
I don't want you driving this because you're upset. Okay?
Dude, he hit that car so hard.
Hey, Path.
Yeah.
I want to get him back to the station. Wilcox.
Hey, what's up?
Are you on?
Yeah.
So he's upset, obviously. So I just want to get him back to the station off the scene, just because I don't want people keeping on coming up and just messing with him or doing anything.
It's bad taking him back. I'll give him a ride back.
All right.
Hey guys, I don't know who's in that car 16 or 18 that's on the off ramp, but it's probably gonna need to be moved because the fire's coming very shortly now. I think they get around.
Can you look at this one now, please? Can I talk to my auntie?
No.
I don't know him. I couldn't beg him to take me out the car.
Hey.
I didn't know the car
lean
was
this way so I can do it.
Yes, it is. Can you get my purse and my phone, please?
Can y'all do me a favor? Just out of respect of whomever this might be. Would you mind going in the house, or do you live over here?
Mm-hmm.
Did you observe anything, like the accident happened?
Right here at this stop sign. The car just flew past in front of me. I had to hurry up and stop.
Yeah.
But when I see the car fly past, it just must have smacked, because you see everything, just all this just get to flying everywhere. I live on this street right here. Just left out the house.
Okay.
Then I go over there and check the lady because I'm a whole ass RN. They talking about she gone. No, she not. She had a whole ass pulse.
Okay. Out of respect for...
I respect what you said, but
Okay.
y'all other officer is out of line.
There's no one trapped in the car at all.
She got ejected.
Okay.
10 minutes ago, 15 minutes ago.
I just want you to sit, because it's not normal to see what you saw, okay?
It is. I'm a registered nurse. I see people coming in and out the ER every day, messed up, gunshot.
Not everybody's like that, okay? You saw the whole thing?
I didn't see the whole thing. I
What
was
did
at
you
the stop
see?
sign.
Okay.
About to go, and then that car just came flashing past, zooming past. So I had to hurry up and stop, because it was actually my time to
And
go.
it struck that vehicle?
It struck this vehicle.
And
Did
this
that
vehicle-
lady come out that vehicle? She flew out the vehicle?
I don't know. We're thinking.
Okay, so unless they say otherwise, that cop didn't hit a vehicle. Did he hit? I think, is he saying it's his fault because there was a chase that happened overall? That's what I'm trying to understand with that part. Also, I'm still a little disturbed about if the lady on, or whoever's on the ground, had a pulse. Were they doing CPR or something? Like, if she's a nurse, like, just like they be letting people sometimes tackle somebody if they're getting overrun by the suspect. I'm like, I feel like you should also let a nurse go ahead and try to assist in life-saving measures as well. Then, if you're gonna let people if you're gonna let a civilian tackle another civilian because they see you struggling with them.
So did this roll, or?
No, it just spent. Like, it spent, and all that shit went everywhere, like all up in the air.
Okay.
But that young lady in the back of that car, that's my daughter-in-law.
She was in the stolen vehicle that hit this lady.
But how she know it was stolen?
I don't know any of that. I'm just letting you know that the vehicle was stolen. As a nurse, okay, and as a first responder, I know you want to do whatever you can to help somebody, but I promise you, unfortunately, there was nothing you could do at that point.
Tell them don't chase them if they ain't doing no felonies.
Sir, I'm not trying to argue with y'all, and I don't want you arguing with the officers or anything. We're just trying to process.
No, I live here though. I can't get in my driveway. She's talking about some my phone. I can do whatever I want to do. This is where I live at. I can't even pull my car in the driveway.
I understand. Respect the person
No,
who's
I
over.
do.
That's all.
I do. I'm so sorry to hear that.
That's just.
Is she going to the hospital?
Yeah. She is.
Well,
You know her?
Yes.
The girl?
Yes. Oh, that's my son, my son girlfriend.
The girl who just got out of this car?
Yeah. Got a good relationship.
You know she was in
with
that
her.
car, right?
She probably ain't know. It was stolen.
It wasn't no normal vehicle. It wasn't like for no petty crime, okay? It was a serious crime that vehicle was taken in. So,
That maybe could be easily proven on the part she's trying to say the other girl didn't know, but didn't they both take off running? Number one. Yeah, she said it was her niece. Now she's saying it's her, like, she used to date her son. Yeah. Okay. But the victim that was held at gunpoint that had their car robbed, like stolen from them, they could say if it was two people standing there holding them at gunpoint, like even if she wasn't holding a gun, she's witnessing this is a stolen car because she's like, I didn't know it was stolen. I didn't know it was stolen. I feel like that's one way you can find out. Obviously, that's not the primary thing right now, but I do feel like that's one way. I feel like, especially once that car stopped and they both took off running, you're both guilty. That's the thing. Because I would have just stayed and been like, I tried to get out of this car.
just know it was a serious crime. We don't chase for like petty stuff. You just got to understand that you got my officers that are involved in the chase that are hyped up. I don't know if somebody said something disrespectful to you, but you got to understand they're not. Nobody trying to be disrespectful to you.
You got to call it off at some
You do, absolutely.
I'm sure probably a million people asked you guys already, but did you guys see anything or?
I was in the living room watching TV. I heard something. What I thought I first heard was a boom. I thought it was a salt truck dropping a...
the plow?
Yeah, dropping a plow. Then when I heard the boom, 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 then I said, oh, somebody done hit toes. But I didn't imagine when I opened the door to see this.
Yeah.
I seen the police running on the side of that White House with their guns. Did they catch the guy?
Yeah, we got two people that were back there.
Good, man. I'm so sick of this. Was that lady walking or was she thrown from a car?
From what I understand, she was thrown from that car.
Oh, from this car?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
The suspect driving the stolen Jeep, Tyrone Griffin, who was 17 years old at the time of the crash, pleaded guilty in connection with the Euclid police pursuit that resulted in the death of 44-year-old Michelle Wall. Wall was on her way to church when the stolen Jeep driven by Tyrone Griffin struck her vehicle at a high rate of speed, ejecting her from the car. Medics later pronounced her dead at the scene. Griffin entered guilty pleas to 1 count of attempted murder and 1 count of failure to comply with the order or signal of a police officer. He was sentenced to 14 years in prison. A firearm was recovered from the stolen Jeep, which had been taken during a carjacking involving 2 women in Cleveland on March 15th. Neither victim reported injuries from the initial carjacking.
The word routine does not exist in policing. A stolen car taken at gunpoint isn't just a piece of property. It's a loaded weapon racing down the city streets. And when the person driving is a juvenile, the danger multiplies, and youth doesn't erase the risk, it amplifies it. Because impulse and horsepower make for a deadly combination. And I know firsthand that criminals behind the wheel do not calculate consequences. They don't see people driving home from work or just people going to church. An impact is unforgiving because 1 second of reckless flight can erase an entire life in the blink of an eye. And that's the part the public doesn't like to confront, and honestly, I understand why. And a single pursuit decision isn't just about the suspect and squad cars, it's about the unknown people on the road who never asked to be a part of it in the first place. And I've learned that cops live in that contradiction. Pursue too aggressively and you risk tragedy. You hold back and you allow a violent suspect to slip away only to strike again later. There's no clean outcome when the suspect is a juvenile willing to play with lives that don't belong to him. So my question is, does age excuse the devastation left behind because a stolen car doesn't care if its driver is 16 or 36? Because the results are the same and the destruction just as final.
On January 23rd, 2021, officers...
Sorry. Yeah, at 17, yeah. He knew what he was doing. He knew, and he got what he got. It's actually, to me, a lighter sentence, it seems like. I'm not sure, but 14 years seems kind of low. But yeah, I don't know the age cutoff that I'd be like, I don't know if but if you already picking up a gun, you old enough to do something. I don't know. So that's what you get. Yeah, Mama V, that's okay though, that you were far behind. Lovable Scorpion said he should have gotten more time than that, and I don't care that he was only. I don't care either that he was only 17. Dr. Omar, I don't open DMs really because you know how this the sector I was more active in, I do not open DMs. People have weirded me out too much. So if you're sending me a video to watch, you can send it to me through email. But I don't want to. I don't trust a lot of people because of how I came up here on YouTube. And it's not you. It's just that I don't want to get in the habit of falling into it again. That's all. It's not you personally or anything like that. So yeah, I have my few that I kind of already would answer their DMs and look at it because I know I kind of hate DMs really. Yeah, you remember? Yeah, I know you had your social media break, but all right. So that was two that was submitted by my subscribers though, and Saturday morning, Sunday morning are more like the scammers and the DUIs that don't end fatally, or what's the other ones? Toxic relationships, all that stuff that's not shoplifters, stuff like that. So if y'all want to come back on Saturday or Sunday morning, it's not like these. I save these for the afternoon and evening time with a lot of warning. All right, y'all, but those are the two we'll watch for this evening. And I will see y'all at least by Saturday morning if I don't end up seeing y'all tomorrow for something that's not planned. All right, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.